Hello, hello, hi, and welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Anika, and I'm your host today. This is Branding Basics, and we are here to empower you to create your own brand. So, if you are a small business owner, if you are a content creator who just decided to make their brand a social presence on social media, well, hello, hi, welcome to the show. If you are watching on YouTube, hello YouTube folks. If you are watching on Behance, hello Behance folks. I have both the chats up here on both my monitors, so I will be reading chat. If you have any questions today, we're using my favorite Adobe Express and also my favorite Adobe Illustrator. So if you have any questions regarding any of what I do, make sure to put them in the comments. And before I actually start and talk about strategy and really defining what kind of content you should use to curate your social media, I want to say hi to everyone in the chat. And I already see some friends. I have Wade, which is who is moderating for us, and also a good friend. Thank you, Wade, for being here. We have Kriaziz, Oliver, Eddie, and Isabel. Hey, Izzy, thanks. That was a great stream earlier over on the Adobe Live YouTube channel. Also, wanted to give a shout out to the YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe to YouTube at bit.ly/Adobe Live YouTube. All right. Without further ado, let's actually dive into it. Let's do it, shall we? Okay, so today we're talking about how to curate your social media, right? And I want to ask you guys first that do you curate your social media? Is that something you're doing these days? Because I feel like that's what everyone is doing for the algorithm to turn in their favor. But I don't know. I've recently started doing it, but I want to know from you who's watching on replay or the live stream. Are you curating your social media? Are you creating content for social media, or are you just creating content? This is very controversial. But that said, if you are a small business owner, I feel like it is important to an extent to create content to engage your viewers. So, thinking about content goals and your content pillars is really important when it comes to social media marketing. And your strategy is also really important. So, we'll talk about all of that, your content goals, your content pillars, when to post, so the posting schedule or the posting schedule that you would like to use, and also brainstorming the content and finally making content in Adobe Express. Right now, I'm in Adobe Illustrator 2023. I did not update the latest version because I was scared I'll break things before the stream. So I was like, hey, let's just not update. Okay, I'm gonna wait for you guys to respond because there's a little 30-second delay. So let me know if you curate your social media. But here I am. I have this template for myself, and I wanted to see that these are the 5 content goals, and I want to pick and choose for my brand Snax. Actually, let me switch that over right now and give you a quick recap of my branding. So I'm gonna open up some files here just so they can actually see what Snax is. One second. I thought I had this open, but I don't. All right, it's opening. Meanwhile, hey Barbara. Barbara's joining us again. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Alright, setting things up already. So if you've never joined before, we're working on this. Wait, if you've never seen this before, what are you doing? Go watch the replays, they're available on the YouTube. But if you have, you know what Snax is. We've created branding. We started with strategizing about coming up with an idea, doing competitive analysis. And then in the second episode, we created logos, logo variations. In the third episode, we did some more fun stuff. Then we did packaging design. That was in the third episode. I think last time we did some other fun things. And this time, today, we are doing content strategy. So this is what the brand logo looks like. We have all these color variations, and we created some lockups for text as well. And I'm going to be using all of this in Adobe Express to create posts. So the content goals, when it comes to what kind of goals you have, I think as with anything, your personal brand goals, your brand's goals, your business goals should be of utmost importance. So think of it as like a challenge. When I do like a social media challenge, say Inktober or something, I give myself a goal to learn something from it, and that's what I work towards. The goal is not making that content, the goal is to learn a new tool and learning how to use that to make content. In our case today, it is Adobe Express, and that is going to make your life super easy. All right, Oliver in the chat says snacks, and Wade in the chat says big fan of snacks. I love that. I love that. Love to hear it. I am also a fan of snacks, as you can tell, probably tell. Okay, so strategy, planning, engagement, analytics, and advertising. What do I even mean by that? So, when I say strategy, I want to think about how I can create brand awareness and what is it that you're gonna post to create content on social media that's gonna create that brand awareness. So, say, what is snacks? What do you do? Where do you supply boxes? How can someone get a subscription? All of this is creating awareness around your brand and engaging with your audience in a way to let them know what the brand is, right? Then comes a different kind of goal where it's like planning. What is it that you want to do with the brand, right? Engagement is similar to what I mentioned earlier, where I say I'm interacting with the audience. I'm gonna pull up a really cool Universal Yums Instagram, which is actually one of the competitors for this brand. And what I mean by engagement is that your caption is actually engaging. In this case, let's actually find one with the caption. So maybe engagement can be, hey, vote on your best, worst, and weirdest snacks from whatever country you're picking the snack box from. That can be one kind of engaging post. And then engagement can be to improve your sales. Engagement can be to ask and form community. Engagement can be of different shapes, sizes, and colors, right? I want to go back to my Illustrator file again to show the next analytics and advertising. So all of these goals, to get better analytics, get a better SEO rating, can be one of your goals. And advertising, of course, is obviously a goal with social media. I feel like, that being said, I feel like strategy is definitely a goal for snacks because I want to create brand awareness, and I'm just gonna write that here. And maybe advertising is as well because I do want to advertise my products. And thinking about this, I think engagement would also be one which comes naturally because that is what. Now, how do you find your content goals? Now, this is very similar to what I talked about in the first episode where I was talking about brand mission and brand values. So, thinking about your mission is really important when it comes to creating content for any brand, right? So you're a small business owner and you don't know what kind of posts to create or what kind of designs to create for your Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter, any be it any social media. Thinking about your mission and coming back to the basics, branding basics, it's really important thinking about your pillars and what defines you. So for me, I think for snacks, it's engagement. I want community. I love snacks and I want other people in the community to also love snacks. So I would ask them naturally, hey, what kind of snacks do you like? So the captions on my posts would actually reiterate that. Advertising, of course, I want to sell my products. So I do want to do that, right? And then strategy, which is exactly what we're going to talk about later today. Okay, and when it comes to content pillars, I think this is exactly what I was, honestly, I was just talking about that here, but it was essentially content pillars. So, honestly, mapping your content, mapping the content to the customer's journey. By that I mean essentially creating, I'm gonna go back here and add some detail to that. I mean creating brand awareness and creating posts that actually tell you what the brand is all about, evaluate them, and then convert those users basically to your clients, right? Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna go back ahead to my content goal, and it says advertising and engagement. So I feel like with engagement I would also want to create like valuable posts. So on my personal Instagram I create valuable posts which is like educational content, and in this case I can also create something similar where I say, hey, have you heard about this snack from France, and this is where it was first invented. So these are like just fun facts that you could maybe use in a Puri trivia later on down the line. I don't know. Okay, this is just something fun but also engaging. So it's like edutainment, and that's a brand value for Snax. So it relates with the brand's value and mission. Okay, so value, you're providing value to the audience about the origin of the snack boxes. Okay, and then the third one relates to advertising, which was my content goal, and I would just say promotional posts, for instance. And maybe there's like posts about unboxing, or essentially, let's just say advertising the products. All right, advertising products or sales, special prices. Okay, so these are our three content pillars, and it's usually recommended to have 2 to 3 content pillars so you can create and make a good selection of content for your brand. I really hate the word content, to be honest with you, because I think it's all design and it's how you relate to your audience. So thinking about so let's say they have fun facts about Belgium, and then they have these images along with how these things were invented, and the language says, what's your favorite kind of Belgian waffle? So it is engaging, but it's also giving you value. So it's also providing value but also being engaging, so it's relating to 2 of the content pillars that you have. Then we have some other promotional posts. Wow, this was not what I was thinking about. But this is some promotional post, and then there's videos as well. So the videos are essentially, hey, what do you think? And they are trying it out. Maybe this is the team that's trying it out, which gives it that human personal element, which I really like. And then there is more unboxing, which we also talked about, and so on and so forth. So let's go back to our Illustrator, and we are doing this on the side regularly because I want to show you the comparison between what's existing in the current brands. So the strategy is mapping the content, creating brand awareness, making educational posts, so we're providing value to them, and then also promotional posts, right? Now it comes down to your posting schedule. This looks so weird. Give me a second. I had a I had a I had a thing here and it's not here anymore. All right, let's see. What is going on? That is so weird. Give me a second. I am just figuring things out. Feels like my calendar just got removed, which is so weird. Let's see. I know I'm not on the right screen, so give me a second. Pardon me while I figure things out. All right, I think we got it. Okay, here we are. All right, this is what I was missing. It's not aligned, but we'll fix it. I was missing my calendar, so that was weird. I'm gonna place it here, and I think that's aligned, right? Okay, so thinking about, now that you know what kind of designs you want to create for social media, you want to think about when you want to post it. And with Adobe Express, I want to highlight the content scheduler in Adobe Express. I'm going to go to express.adobe.com, and I'm gonna go to this button right here which says schedule and just show you how that looks like. With scheduling, it essentially is the same layout, which is the calendar, but over here you will have to create posts to actually see those posts inside the calendar. What I want to do is create something, and you don't have to use a computer for this. You can actually use an actual calendar if you prefer that. And I've just used these shapes, which are just circles, and I have given them some colors. Now, if you noticed earlier, and if you were being observant, you see that I've mapped this color to every single pillar that I have. So this is pink, which is creating brand awareness. The lighter color is the educational or value post, and then the darker color is the promotional post. And I have those same colors right here. So what I can do is click the eyedropper tool and select this and press Option on my keyboard, or Alt if you're on a PC, and change the colors of these different circles. So this is just for me, just for referring to what kind of post I post when, right? When do I post what kind of content? That's what I meant. All right. Love that. Okay, I'm just looking at chat to see if there are any questions, and there are not. So I will go ahead and see. Okay. So brand awareness. I feel like having 3 to 5 posts for a brand, if you're a small business and you want to promote your products, having at least 3 to 5 posts a week is important. Just because, and you have to be careful about timing those as well, because you don't want to drown yourself, right? So if you post a lot, your current post will get more engagement, but your past post will stop getting engagement, which will essentially mean that none of your posts are getting any engagement, which will mean that in the bigger picture your account is not getting engagement, which just means bad things, right? You don't want that. You don't want not less engaging content. So placing them and spacing them really rightly is important. So we have this, and I think I'm going to double check again. This is brand awareness, right? Yeah, brand awareness. I have this here, and it is May 3rd today. So I'm actually going to start with May 4th. So maybe I'm going to press Option or Alt again here, and change the color. Thursday, we create a brand awareness post. Maybe we make it every Thursday, right? And actually, I'm going to change this color to white just so that I don't confuse myself. All right. So Thursdays are our brand awareness posts. So we talk about who we are, and evaluate and try to convert our audience, and just give prompts to them in terms of like, hey, have you heard of our new snack box? Or hey, what's going on in your life? Are you bored watching TV and want some snacks? Those kind of things are going to create some brand awareness. Maybe I want to spread that out again on Mondays. So maybe we post that alternate Mondays as well. So I'm going to color pick here and press hold Option or Alt on your keyboard and do alternate Mondays. And the weeks that I'm not doing Mondays, I think I'm gonna do Saturdays as well, or Sunday maybe. No, can't do Sunday. Sunday and Monday would be next to each other, so we can't create the same amount of posts. Maybe we do like 14th and 28th. Yeah, I think that adds up. So that is 8 posts for brand awareness, and I think that really makes sense. Now, thinking about the second one is educational or value post. What kind of educational or value posts can you provide? Since this is a content pillar for me, I think I should provide value every Friday. And then maybe the week that it is here, I can provide a value post here and on the 9th. So I'm just doing this randomly since I've never posted on my social media before. I don't know if this will work, and I'm just doing this by elimination method and seeing what will the audience react to. And as we go forward with having these designs on social media, we will learn from our analytics whether or not this strategy works for us. But for right now, I'm gonna space it out to the best that I know of, and then modify it as we go through actually posting your content. I have someone in chat here, and I cannot read your name. I apologize for that. But thank you for your comment. You say, I really like your work. Thank you for being here. Let me know if you have any questions, and I appreciate you all staying and sticking with me while I run through this. All right, and the last one here is promotional post, which is essentially you promoting your products. Now, this is something to be really mindful of, because your audience does not want you to see or sell yourself all the time. So I'm going to decrease the frequency of this. And then over here, this is just posting schedule, but I haven't mentioned if this is videos, reels, carousel post, or one single image post, right? But let's do this to maybe second. We did that. I don't know if we did that. Actually, maybe do this to third. That's so hard to read, but I'm gonna fix that in just a second. I'm gonna take white in here. Oh my god, no, didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna take my eyedropper and press Option and Shift. Oh no, I did something wrong. I'm gonna select this guy here and change the color. It just like annoys me that you can't read that it's a 3. Okay, there we go. We fixed it. Okay, and then I am gonna create a promotional post maybe on the 17th, and maybe one on the 13th, right? And then maybe something here, or maybe here on the 29th. So I think spacing them out really well does seem to create that kind of effect that we want, that we don't want our audience to know that we're actually doing. It's called implicitly actually promoting your products. You don't want to be in someone's face all the time telling them, hey, buy our products, because nobody's gonna buy our products if you do that, right? And now we have this, which is essentially what we do. But we see a lot of white spaces, which essentially means that we are not posting on these days. But maybe actually, coming to think of it, maybe I can make another color, which is, I'm gonna get the color from here. I think this is the color. Yeah. I'm gonna get this color right here. I'm gonna paste that and bring that right here. And maybe this is the color where I actually post stories. So I can post a story on Saturday, I can post a story on Wednesday, I can post a story absolutely every single day, because if I have products, every single day can be story pages, and maybe some of the days I don't post anything, and that will keep your audience from coming back, because when they realize that there is no post today, hey, what's wrong, you post every single day, where are you today, right? Give them something to think about. But obviously, like I said, this is not a tried and tested strategy right now, because we've never posted on social media. So when you're first starting out, think about how you can mold it, and it's constantly evolving in this constantly evolving world. But now that we have that logged in, now comes the time where we actually create the plan for what kind of post we make, right? So we're at the stage where we're brainstorming content, and I'm gonna just copy paste my goals in here, which was essentially strategy. I'm gonna write that. And the idea behind doing this live is also to show you that it's okay to take time when you're first creating something, because it's okay. This is the natural course of design and the natural course of how you brainstorm things, and it's okay to take your time initially, because that's how it works in the long run. I'm gonna bring it up, and I'm gonna change this to the right spelling, and here we are. Okay, I'm gonna leave this a little bit up just because it doesn't feel right here. All right, and then I am gonna write some type of content that I can post in here. So I am open to your recommendations. How can I create brand awareness in here? Let me know if you have any ideas, and I can write those in for Snax. So maybe something that I think of is, what is Snax? Maybe that's something that I can use. And then, how does it work? Juicy, hey, hi, thanks for being here. How does it work? Or subscription boxes, what are they, right? And why you should choose us. So these are some kind of questions that can be asked. And when it comes to advertising, they can be an unboxing video, maybe, right? An unboxing video. And then perhaps something like animated series, animated designs, animated ads. Maybe that's what I'm gonna say, right? It can be animated snacks, it can be a stop motion video, stop motion unboxing, just running through ideas here. And then we have maybe it's like a sales or a discount post. Okay, and then maybe like testimonials. I think testimonials would do best with like engagement, right? Also, see that I should bring this here, and then this can be testimonials, perhaps, right? Testimonial videos or testimonial products. And then we can have, I'm gonna make some copies before we edit that. And this can be fun facts about countries. I'm just gonna leave it at fun facts. I'm gonna remove this. How else can you provide value with this? Okay, we'll think about that. And then there is like type. I'm gonna do some generic wording here. Okay, and okay, so this is like what we're starting with, right? And we have a rough idea of what kind of posts we're gonna create. Now you go through this over and over again and do this iteratively, and you will find out that, hey, this is how we are creating brand awareness. This is how we're making ads. So like I was typing this out and I realized maybe it can be a stop motion unboxing video as like something else. So the key here is to repurpose your content. since you are creating an unboxing video, it doesn't actually have to be hands all the time. It can be an animated ad where it's like an explainer video which explains how you can subscribe. So that'll be an advertisement, but also show products. That'll be good product placement as well. Then we have stop motion unboxing, which would make for a fun collaboration possibility with your community. So maybe you can do like a call. So maybe I can do something here which says, hey, open calls. So maybe I say open call, and that will bring into the stop motion unboxing. So maybe I like Wade Akif from the community who does amazing work, and I'm like, hey Wade, can you make a stop motion video for me? So that's essentially how you engage your audience, but also advertise, right? So these are some of the content types that I want to create, and now I want to go into Adobe Express and show you how I can do that. Alright, let's run through Adobe Express. If you have never used Adobe Express, this is what the landing page looks like. We have tons of different sizes in here. You can scroll through these. Didn't mean to click on that, so we'll go back. Don't save. And there are some quick actions in here as well. We have some seasonal highlights. We can start from some popular templates. We have some posters, all of the fun things. But what I want to do is go back to my project that I previously created to showcase how this works. And then I'm going to start creating something. Actually, before we do that, I also want to showcase some photographs that I had previously from Unsplash. So I just went to Unsplash, or you can even go to Adobe Stock, but go to unsplash.com, and I looked up packaged snacks because we all love packaged snacks, and obviously if they're gonna last for a really long time, they have to be packaged. So I got images like these, which could probably be like a Spain box or something, and we have some more. I think I saw some more in here. Yeah, this one. I download some of these from earlier, so I'm gonna bring that up right here. This is what it looks like. We have some images, and what I want to do is make them on brand. So I'm gonna use Photoshop to create a gradient map, and then export that and use that in Adobe Express to schedule it. Okay, so let's open Adobe Photoshop first and then right through it. I'm gonna switch over while we open it. Okay, Kristen, hey, how's it going? Not a graphic designer. What's up? Thank you for joining. I'm just opening up Photoshop in here. You are never late. Thanks for being here. And I also saw Ashraful. Thanks for being here. Wade can get it done before the end of the stream. Yes, that's why you hire Wade. Wade is not only great at what he does, but also efficient. And I open an image in here. Maybe I actually create a new file. Hold on. So I'm right here. I'm in Photoshop now, and I want to create a new file. So I'm gonna bring up the width. I'm gonna make it 1080 by 1080 right here, and then I'm gonna go RGB because this is all gonna be on the internet, and then I'm gonna hit create. Now I want to import all my images, so I'm just gonna click and drag all these images that I just showed you, and we have those right here. I'm gonna hit enter. Actually, I want to resize them as well, so I'm gonna resize. I actually don't like this one, but it's fine. We'll work with what we have. Okay, and then I'm gonna hit enter, and as you hit enter, even though your cursor had multiple images, you can actually place those images in here, and they're all in the clipboard. So we have this. I actually quite like all of these images, and maybe we can use these in our grid as well. So I think while you're creating graphic content, it's also really important to create imagery, add imagery to your work. Okay, let's do this really quickly. We have about 5 minutes to do this. I'm giving myself a short-term goal of doing this in 5 minutes, so we can actually run through in Adobe Express. We have this here. Maybe I want to place it right over here, and I think we're done. Okay, so the way that I want to do is that since all of these are smart objects, I only want to add a gradient map. So you go to the adjustment layer right here and add a gradient map, which is right over here. And what it does is right now it's the default, which looks like this. But I want to add the brand colors to it. So what I did was I went ahead and created something ahead of time, which is essentially these colors that I have. And these don't quite look like how I wanted to, but these are the defaults that there are, which is the normal blending mode, and maybe I don't like that and that's not on my brand. But as you can see, this is taking the darkest of darks and this is the lightest of lights. If I bring this other way around, it's going to change how everything looks, and we don't want that. So the darkest of the darks is on the left hand side, and you can add color stops or add color stops in here as well. I'm going to undo that just because I do want the same gradient layout that I created, right? So I have this, I'm gonna click OK and bring to layers. Now, right now, the color mode is normal, the blend mode is normal, and maybe that's not bringing out the right contrast for this image. So what I want to do is create something like maybe like a color mode, and that immediately made a lot of contrast. I'm going to show you a difference, show you the difference right here. I'm going to duplicate this by pressing Command J, and for the first one, I'm going to change the blend mode to color, and the original one was normal. So this is normal, right? This was the gradient map with normal blending mode, and if I hide that and bring this up, immediately the darks are more darker and the contrast has increased because the color blend mode actually plays on the color that's underneath the layer that you're working on. So we have this gradient map which works really nicely. I'm gonna delete this guy right here, and now I can run through all of these files. Maybe I can change the gradient map color for this, and I can go in here and select the other one. So we have the pink, and I can go back in here. Maybe I can change it to multiply. Perhaps if I wanted to add some texture, or maybe I can just do color, right? I can turn this off. Maybe I think I kind of like the multiply on the pink. I'm gonna hide this, and not a fan, but maybe we can make a variation. So this is like the lightest purple that we have in our brand, but this can be the warm hue, right? So it's not necessary to just use one. All right, so just like so, you can go ahead and run through all these images. So maybe this one is, I'm gonna make it color just to show you how that works. So now the gradient map is on color, and we have some other images. Of course, you'd have to make some adjustments with levels and curves in here to really bring that contrast out. But this is how you would get started with using imagery in your designs. Now that we have this covered, I'm gonna hit enter just because it was messing up my OCD. Maybe to the side. Maybe this composition is really nice. So thinking about your composition in your images is also really important. So having like negative space that points to the product that you're showcasing is important. That's the reason I chose this one. I don't actually like this one, so I'm gonna delete this. And then we have this, which is covering part of the image, but the eye is walking through like the words that we have, which is really graphic. Then we have the dog, which just makes for a fun personality, some kind of engaging thing to add with interact with your audience. Then we have this. Of course, I don't like this color, so maybe we can use this and we can also change the opacity in here as well, right? So this is just a way to get you started. Now you would have to go in here and change the properties of the product, like the image itself. So you can either go to camera raw filter and make some changes in here, which is essentially right here. I'm gonna get started, but you can actually go in here and make some changes, or you can add some levels and curves to this image itself. I'm gonna let this be over here and jump to my Adobe Express. I'm gonna hit don't save for the first time ever, and bring you guys back to Adobe Express. Izzy loves the colors. I love it. Okay. So unfortunate that I didn't save those images, but we have this, which we actually previously created in our Illustrator file right here. So I just brought that in Adobe Express because I wanted this. Now I'm actually gonna show you what size I'm using. I'm using a 1080 by 1080 Instagram post, which is my main focus area for today. But if it wasn't, and if I wanted to repost this on my story, I would just duplicate this page and click on resize. Now, the resize button allows you to change the project dimensions to anything from the template or use your custom size. So if I'm making a social post, I can either go to story, portrait, landscape, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, and so on and so forth. There's a lot in here. So what if I wanted to make a story and everything got messed up? I'm gonna hit undo, and I'm gonna group everything before I actually resize. So I resize it now, and it remains in the same space. I can size it down now and bring it back up. So this is looking cool. I think this can be a fun story for like starting up what you're doing. And I'm gonna go to my libraries and bring up my branding basics library. So let's go in here, and I'm gonna open up the assets. Now, if you're wondering how I got these assets from, I actually got it from Illustrator. So I opened up window and libraries right here, This is Adobe Illustrator. I'm just showcasing how I got this. So this is my branding basics library, and I have all the variations of the logo in here. I have some assets, which are some fun assets. I have some colors, I have some illustrations, and I added these previously just to save time. So this is the same library that you can access. It's a Creative Cloud library available across all Adobe applications in the Creative Cloud suite. And we have the libraries right here, and I just went to my branding basics library, which was just what we saw in Illustrator. So I go to assets, and we have all of these fun assets in here that I can now use in my designs for posting to social media. So we have this in here. Maybe I want to create something which is like similar to this but a different color, which is a brand color. And if you've joined us before, you know that I created a brand kit for Snax as well. So what I'm gonna do is show you what my brand looks like, and you can go back and watch the replay for one of my streams where I showcase, I think it's the second episode where I showcase how to create this brand. So this is the brand. I have some colors here, I have some fonts in here. I think this font, yeah, this is my brand font. I have some colors. So all I'm doing now, since we created a did I create a duplicate? What I'm gonna do now is create a duplicate just to create the content that we were talking about. So we're just thinking about brand awareness right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate page, and the multiple pages feature from Adobe Express really allows me to do this. The first thing I want to do is change the background, and this is the Snax background, Snax brand colors that we have. So I'm going to change it to this. This becomes immediately illegible, but we're going to fix that in just a second. Ashraful says, oh, looks cool. Hey, love that. Kristen says the resize function is honestly a game changer. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I feel like that is such a time saver for me as well, because I don't have to go into anything else to do any of that anymore. Okay, so what I got this shape from Illustrator that I created, but I want to come back to Illustrator just because I feel like some of the arc functions that I have created in Illustrator are very custom, and I maybe want this guy right here. So what I'm gonna do is, actually I want the one with purple in the background. Do I have that in here? All day every day with purple in the background. Maybe I'll just copy the white version, right? So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna press Command C, and I'm gonna bring back up in here. Actually, give me a second. Yeah, okay, this should be good. I just saw your message, Wade. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm gonna press Command V in here, and we have this right here, and I'm gonna bring this up like so. Okay, and we have this in here as well. So now I'm gonna create add some text in here. So I'm gonna refer to my Illustrator file, and I think I created something in here which says get your snack box today or something like that. So I am gonna create that in Adobe Express. Didn't want that. Give me a second. I'm gonna go in here and double click to edit my text. Okay, get a snack box today. Alright, I'm referring to my notes on the side. Alright, we have this. I'm gonna delete this guy. I'm gonna delete this guy, and then maybe I'm gonna resize this just a little bit over here. And we have, I think the leading is a little bit too much for what we are going for, and I think otherwise it looks fine. I think we should do this. Yeah, I think this lockup kind of works better for our design. We have this. I'm gonna remove this and maybe add something. Maybe I'm gonna decrease line spacing a little bit more. Okay, I think I kind of like this. And now I can go ahead and add some illustrations in here as well. So I'm going to refer to my library again. Maybe this kind of works. We have some color variations. I'm sure I added some white versions as well. I think this might work in here. We have some of these. It takes a little while. Don't worry if it looks a little pixelated at first, but it works. It all works in the end. I'm going to actually group this up so I can size it down. And then place it here. I'm gonna place it up top a little bit. I'm just doing this by eye, but I would recommend as soon as I place this here, you see this grid that helps you snap. And I think this looks good. This will come back to not being pixelated in a second here, but I think this could be an example of creating brand awareness. I'm gonna go back in here to see what all I did. How does it work? Maybe I can say like a post about how does it work. So this time I am gonna create like a same size, maybe say same as this page, and change the background color to the lightest color, and go to my libraries and get like another, maybe I'll get this one. And this will just, these illustrated elements would just reinform the brand. So we have this in here, and I'm gonna go back in here and copy my text in here. So I'm gonna say get a snack box today. I'm gonna bring this text in here, paste it up top, and it pastes in the same location as well. So you don't have to press paste in front or paste in place in Adobe Express. You can essentially just like go in here and press Command B, and Adobe Express does the rest for you, which is, I think, is pretty brilliant. Also, Omagon, hey, hello, welcome. Oh no, Adobe Express ran into a problem. So I'm gonna refresh just in case. I'm gonna reload just in case, just to make sure that everything's okay. All right, I think it looks good. I am gonna go over here. Wait, where did my element go? That is so weird. My element just disappeared. I guess it never saved and I refreshed before that. So it was having a hard time trying to come back to it. Sometimes it happens. The internet is a crazy place, right? Let me bring some elements in here. Where are my elements? Let's see. I think this was it. Yeah, we chose this one. I'm gonna size that down just like so. We have this in here, and then I'm gonna create something as this page, and I'm gonna quickly change the background really quick to this and bring this up here. I'm gonna paste this. I'm gonna change the color really quickly. We have this. Okay, I think it's coming together, right? What do you guys think? I'm gonna place this here, and then I'm gonna go to libraries. It is still saving. It is struggling. I just put too much information in this little project. I'm gonna bring this here and center align it, which kind of works really well. And what I can do now is go to my Illustrator file and maybe bring like this this asset in here. I'm gonna ungroup it. Oh my god, I didn't mean to do that. Just gave me like a mini panic attack. I'm like, what's happening? Okay, I'm gonna paste this in here and pray to the Adobe Express god that it works. Okay, it worked. And then I'm gonna size it down just because it's so close to the edges. And maybe I will size this down as well. Okay, and so I'm using the text tool within Adobe Express, which like gives me all of these options. But the curved options that I have in here don't really fit with my branding. And this is like a branded element. That is why I'm bringing it from Illustrator, in case you're wondering. And I think this one is essentially telling the audience how they can get a snack box, right? So what I want to do is essentially get like a text box in here and add some, oh wait, where's the one? This one, right? I'm gonna add my text in here, and I know that regular was one of the fonts that I use in my branding, so I'm gonna say regular as my font. And I also really love that you can use all the Adobe fonts from within the application, which is super cool. Uma says looking good, thank you. And Wade in the chat says the live panic is a real affliction. Yeah, like what happened? Is it working? Hello, computer. Okay. I'm gonna add some information here, change any delivery details. We're happy to help, right? And then just like the last thing that I want to do is put a call to action. Reach out to us at help@snax.com. All right. I am kind of happy with this. I think I'm happy with this. Okay. I think I will change some line spacing in here because it's so close. Yeah. I think some coning as well. Okay. Yeah. I'm not mad about that. Maybe I'll size it down just a little bit. And if you size it down, maybe you want to change the kerning a little bit as well, just so that it's still legible, and maybe the leading as well. So I'm going to decrease. Yeah, okay. I'm not mad about that. And now what I can do is select everything, group it, and then I'm going to bring it to the center. So this is where the center of the page is, because you can see these magenta grids that pop up, and that's the center. And I kind of like that. I'm not mad about that, to be honest. And you can do the same to this as well. It's still saving. So if it doesn't save this time, I'm going to lose my progress. So just like imprint this in your memory, okay, that I'm doing this. Kidding. I'm kidding. I'm gonna group this as well to bring it to the center. And so we have one content pillar that we created. There's a story variation as well. That's a pattern that I brought in. But maybe you can use this as repurposing your content. So maybe I can duplicate this page. And since this is already grouped, I can go to resize and create a story out of it. And now I can just resize and make it smaller and bring it up top. I can ungroup it and maybe like bring it a little bit closer. Maybe I want to make it smaller. And actually, you can add like a button in here. So for your reference, you can go to shapes and add like a dummy button in here that you can add an actual button or a link within the Instagram app. So you have this in here as well. And I'm just gonna add this shape in here, maybe make it smaller. And this will help me give like, I will remember that I need to add something here, and that will just help me in the long run. Because if you're not someone who's running your own social media and you're just creating the post, this will be like a good reminder to add like a button here. Maybe I can size this down as well. And this is already centered. Yeah. Also, Luis on the YouTube chat. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for being here. All right. So we have this right here, which is essentially what it looks like. Also, I'm going to bring my mic up top. I don't know if you guys could actually hear me all this while. Yeah, I think it's okay. And then we have this right here, which is the button. So maybe we can add some helper text in here as well, which says add an IG button, which will help not only you but your manager, which is managing your social media as well, to like really put all these buttons up top. So I'm gonna bring this up here, and then I'm gonna make this like so. Okay, I think this is looking really good. I think it's coming together. What I want to do is maybe create some images as well that I can showcase at the end. But let's actually create like a promotional post. So what if I want to create like a discount or something, right? Or maybe I have this. I actually want to go ahead and open my library. So I'm going to open this up for a second and actually bring back some colors that I created. So I actually took up an Adobe Stock image, which was an enhanced license. If you are using any kind of Adobe Stock, I'm just bringing my assets up here. I went ahead and recolored some assets, and I just want to bring them over. So I'm going to paste those from Adobe Express to my, from Illustrator to my Adobe Express page. I'm actually bring this up. And I got those from Adobe Stock, like I mentioned. So I'm actually going to copy paste that really quickly. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. Give me a second. All right, I think we're good. Where's my thing here? Okay, cool. So I was using my Illustrator to actually find what I wanted. I'm going to duplicate this page just so that we have a copy. And I want to create something which is like a post, which again says that, hey, what is the country of the month? So I maybe use like a plain icon. And I edited this in Illustrator, but this is an Adobe Stock asset. I'm going to choose a background color, which is like a darker color, just to add that variation. And then I can add some text in here as well. So I'm actually going to go in here. That was also a sneak peek of a design I created earlier. But I'm going to go in here and bring this here so I can actually go in and add some text. So what I'm going to do is ungroup this guy just because I want this text box. I'm going to press Command C on my keyboard and press Command F and then say we are in, and maybe place this somewhere here. and then the name of the country. So we have this, or whatever city, whatever you're using in this case. I think I'm gonna say we're in Netherlands. I don't know. Yes, Netherlands box. I love a good Stroop waffle. I'm gonna put this in here. It's actually funny because I did subscribe to a snack box and I got Stroop waffles and they were lovely, even though they were packaged. And maybe I can do like a call to action in here. Also, Umacon is from uh, somewhere in the Netherlands. So if you think that packaged Stroop waffles are bad, don't tell me. And then we have what's your next destination. So I have this right here. I'm gonna bring this up like so, and maybe I want to change the color to white. Now a good thing here is to think about the contrast. So I use this app called Contrast. Maybe this is for more professional users like Uma and Wade out there, that are hanging out in the chat, that this is actually the background color picker and this is the text color picker. So I can go in here and pick and see if this is failing. If it's failing, it's recommended to not use that color because that means the legibility of it is really bad, especially when it comes to like color blindness. So I'm going to test that one more time with the color that we have selected, and it says AA plus, which essentially is a good AA plus, and AA large or AAA is a good scale for legibility. So that's just a contrast app that I use to check for contrast. Okay, and then it also depends on the kind of size that you're using. So maybe I want to use white in this case. And then I think I like the darker version better. Okay, and that's like one of the posts as well. So I can group this guy and then I can bring it up. Maybe something like this. Okay, Umacon says Stroop waffles are great, and Bait says you had me at Stroop. Yes. Okay, and the last thing that I want to create, I'm going to go back to my Illustrator file just to go back and reiterate the content goals that we had. So we were working on the strategy part, which is creating brand awareness, and maybe we did like sales and discount. We actually didn't do that. So why didn't we do that? We have about like 5 minutes left. So I'm going to go to same as this page really quickly. And I created something from earlier, which is like 25% off. I think that is here somewhere, right? That is here somewhere. It should be. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my library. It's probably somewhere in here. 25% off. So, okay, yeah, there we go. 25% off today. Or maybe we can do all day, every day. Maybe we can make something like this, which is also promotional, and I can just change the brand color to this, or maybe like the darker one. Actually, like the pink. Okay, yeah, the legibility is up for this, and I can bring it here. And then we can create another one, which is essentially your customer rating, which will be this guy right here. So I'm going to delete this guy. I'm going to change the background color to a darker color so we can see it. We are short on time. We're almost out, only 5 minutes to go. So I'm really running through this quickly. But if you don't understand anything, just add me on Instagram and I can help you with your questions. Did I lose it? Okay, here it is. I can actually copy this whole thing. I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to bring it up top. I'm going to ungroup it and I'm going to change the color so it's actually legible, because right now it's the same color. I can just tell where it is because I placed this like not 5 minutes ago. So I'm going to go in here, double click and say, like what you eat, leave us a comment. Like what you eat. And then just left align it. Left align is always just better, right? Leave us a testimonial or something. Leave us. Oh, not leave. Leave us a testimonial. Okay, so just a little sweet call to action in here as well. Maybe this is like all capitals. So a quick way to do that in Adobe Express is going to the skirt button icon and making it a magic text. And ta-da! We don't have to go ahead and do anything and type it all over. It is capitalized now, which is super cool. I actually really love this feature. So we have this. And with that said, we are about the closing mark. And I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of what we did today. We talked about how you can create and curate your social media with all of these things in mind, and keeping strategy at the topmost clear, thinking about your brand values and missions, and going back to your content goals, aligning them with your content pillars, which can be anything from mapping your content, creating brand awareness, educational posts, and promotional posts as well. Then we went ahead and talked about the posting schedule. This may look different for you if you're just starting out your social media journey. And the only key important thing here is to keep in mind that this can evaluate every single, you have to evaluate, and this can change with time because you don't know how your audience is interacting. The demographic, how the demographic interacts with your content every single day changes in the landscape of content that we have these days. And then finally, we brainstorm some content. After we did that, we actually jumped into Adobe Express. We looked at Universal Yum's Instagram as well, just to see the kind of posts that they're posting because they're our direct competitor. We talked about how we have an existing brand in Adobe Express, which I've actually talked about in one of my previous branding basic streams. And then we created all these beautiful posts for social media. You can go ahead and resize, which we talked about as well. So we created this to create some brand awareness. Then we created this post. We created this engaging post. I actually don't like the color, so maybe I'll change it to white, pure white. Yeah, that brings more contrast. And then we created some more in here, which was just I don't know what this is. And then like add an IG button for a call to action. We have some more in here, a pattern that I didn't get the chance to change to, but then fun facts as well. So pourquoi Paris, which is like a fun fact about why it is a France box. But I want to quickly go ahead to my Illustrator file and show you what it's going to look like if you actually see it and visualize it in a grid form. So if you visualize it in a grid form and use the gradient maps that we used in Photoshop, this is how what your Instagram feed can look like in the end. With that said, we have about a minute to cut me out today. So thank you so much for being here with me. I will be back next week and also tomorrow for an Adobe Express stream. So make sure to stick around for anchor points on the Adobe Twitch channel, which is one of my favorite shows. So make sure to go to twitch.tv/Adobe right after this if you're watching this live. But if you're watching this on replay, go back and watch all the branding basics replays because I love you and you know you love me. All right, cool. I'll see you next time, which is in 2 weeks for branding basics. But otherwise, I'll see you around on the internet. All right, bye for now. Have a good day.